you know what, I'm going to go. She doesn't know this, but the reason I'm going is because I'm going to go and just remind God that I'm still angry with him. In case he's forgotten, he just needs to know, hey buddy, I'm still angry with you. My father, who's very kind, gentle, generous, loving man, was the absolute center of my world. When I was 14, we lost him in a terrible tragedy, and it was a situation where I tried to save him, but I couldn't. And believing in God and Jesus, I was like, if you're the God of love and all this beautiful creation, how can you do that to a 14-year-old boy and his family and leave him with all that pain? And I couldn't understand that. I came over to the UK. I joined the British Army. To cut a long story short, I ended up spending months on end on the very front lines of Iraq and Afghanistan. Witnessed the very worst of what humanity can do to each other. And I'm sorry to say that after each experience, I became more and more hurt and despondent and angry. And I directed my anger towards God, because I was like, how can you allow your creations to behave in such a manner? My faith had pretty much gone by then, but my feelings towards God in terms of anger was still there. But then I was very blessed enough to have a very, very close and dear friend, and she would very kindly and lovingly always invite me to church with her, quite persistently, and I would always politely decline, or I would have a reason not to go. One day I decided, you know what, I'm going to go. She doesn't know this, but the reason I'm going is because I'm going to go and just remind God that I'm still angry with him. In case he's forgotten, he just needs to know, hey buddy, I'm still angry with you. So I got all pumped up, got into walking to the church, and I literally stepped through those front doors and I was just hit by this wall of this deep, immense peace. From my toes to the top of my head, just peace like I've never felt before. Nothing had happened, I just walked through the doors. And I was like, okay, this is pretty nice. Yeah, this is right. But at the same time, I was annoyed because I was like, how am I supposed to complete my showdown with God if I'm feeling so relaxed and so peaceful? Like, who's ever expressed their anger to someone when they're so peaceful? Anyway, we got up to worship, and literally with the second line of the worship song, I don't know if it was a realization or what it was, but it felt like everything around me went quiet, and I had this voice that came into my head, and it wasn't the way I was thinking, and it very gently and lovingly said, Llewellyn, I am not responsible for war. The gift of human free will is. The gift of free human will. I basically staggered home after that. I collapsed in the couch at home, and it was like this movie was played in my mind. And I was showed all the times in my life that God had been there for me. Even though I was angry and had all these emotions directed to God and all these really big questions, he had been there. And I could see the miracles he had performed. And it just changed everything within me completely. An Alpha course came up, I got on the Alpha course, and on the away day, I gave my life in my entirety to Jesus, and the things that have been happening since then in my life are completely indescribable. It's like my whole lifestyle's changed. It's crazy, and I just feel so much more peaceful, so much more joy and happiness. When I interact with my ex-army friends, my friends that I have around me, my family, they keep asking me, why are you so happy all the time? Where's this all coming from? They just can't believe the transformation, and just trying to explain to them that just pick up the Bible, go to church one day like I did. I went to church one day after saying no for a very long time, and it changed my life. That simple day.